Hello again, guys. If you've watched my first part of the tutorial, you will know every basic buttons in the editor, and now you're ready to make a level. So to create a new level, just create new map, and you have the option to create a additive or subtractive level. Um, Basically, what this means is uh, if you choose additive, which are the most used option, you will add mass to a blank space. But in subtractive mode, you will subtract mass from a space uh, with only mass. So in this subtractive mode, you are carving out your level from a block of mass. So the most used option is additive, and that's what the mode we're going to use. And when we go into this new map, we have a blank space. There's nothing in it. So what 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 should we do now? The first thing we want to do is to create a small space where you can walk around in. To create a small space, you want to click the cube brush, and your brush is red square. The BSP brush is the correct name. And if you right click on this cube here, uh, you will get a option, and in here um, you can change the size of the brush. So we want to uh, change the size so you so it fits our ground. So let's just make a nice simple small level here, and this is the let's say one side, and this is the other side. So this is the uh, length side, and this is the width side, and this is the height side, or the height aspect, or axis is the correct name. So let's just say 8 for a height, and you can see here we created a small plane. Let's make it a bit higher. So, and you can see here, why do I not use uh, round numbers like 520 here? That's because I like to use binary numbers, so it actually fits the grid in the editor. If we choose 500 here, for example, you can see that our brush does not align to the grids. So I like to use binary numbers, so it always aligns. Um, Also, when we're at it, we can also look at the hollow option in the brush. If we click hollow, and change this to 512 and click build, you can see that we have a hollow square. And let's actually let's make a hollow square. Create it a bit larger for the sake of space. Oops. Whoops. Like so. And if we click build now, you can see that it's hollow inside and it's the complete square outside. If we didn't click hollow, I can show you what would happen. And again, I'm sick at the moment, and my voice is cracking. I'm sorry about that, but that's the That's a part of the human nature, and I can't do anything about it. Anyway, we created a square without the hollow option, and what happens now is that it's a complete block, and it's mass inside of the block. So if we scroll into the block, you can see that it becomes invisible because we are inside of the mass. Anyway, let's just remove the one square like so. And as I said in part 1, we have to build geometry to apply changes. And it's gone. Anyway, let's go into here. And the first thing we want to do, this is not the way to do it, but if we want to play inside a level, we want to create a level player start. I mean, to create a player start, you just simply right-click in a viewport, and you go to Add Actor, and you press Add Player Start. Bam! And a small joystick comes up, and this represents a player start. So if we click play button here, which I showed you in the part 1, we get into the game. But what happened here? It's completely dark. So what can we do about this? We have to add light. So to add light, we hold down the L key, L for Lima, hold it down and click in the viewport. Oops, I'm sorry. Hold down and click, and bam, a light will appear. And why can't we see, or why doesn't this change the lighting in the viewport? Well, it's because we have toggled on the unlit mode. If we toggle the lit mode, you can see here that the representation of the light. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have created a small space with light. Let's try to play now and see what happens. It's completely dark, and we have an error saying lighting needs to be rebuilt. This means that we haven't applied the lighting changes. So for the lighting to appear in game mode, we need to build or apply lighting. And we click on build lighting icon appear. To do so, click OK. And now let's see. Yay! We have lighting. Okay, so what do we want to do now? We want to save our map. And when we're saving a map, you can say my map, right? But when we save it as only the file name, you won't get any weapons or any HUD display when playing the game. So to get weapons and standard deathmatch weapons and HUD display and game mode, we need to type in DM and this dash sign thing, and then our map name. Save. And let's play now. And now we have a gun. And as you can see, lighting needs to be rebuilt. That's because every change you do fucks up the lighting. So let's just build the light again. And you see now we have a gun, and we have HUD display. And game mode now is deathmatch. Alright, what should we do now? We can add more player spawns. And what I like to do when there's a deathmatch and auto team deathmatch is to simply copy and paste the player spawn. So I press Ctrl C and Ctrl V, And now we have 2 spawns. And let's just place them around, copy and paste them around, like so. And now we have 4 player spawns. But you can see that there's a arrow on the player spawn icon, and this represents which way the player faces when he spawns. So we want to rotate so the arrow points towards where the player should look when he spawns. So to rotate, just use the rotate tool, press space, and you get a rotate tool. Right, so let's rotate it, oops. Like so. So it faces towards the middle. Do that for every spawn. And now everything should be fine. This one face towards the middle. But I'm sorry, but it's not it's not a good level design when there's an open room and nowhere to hide. So we want to add something in game so the player can take cover and make the gameplay more interesting. Then we can use the builder brush, the red square, which is our builder brush, and now we want to resize it. So let's resize it to 256, 256, and 24. Okay, I screwed up there. I'm sorry. Let's resize it to 64 and 64. Okay, that's a small cube, and let's use that. And we want to place it down to the ground. And okay, let's make it a bit higher, 126, like so. And you can see that we can't align it perfectly, and this is because it aligns to a certain number in the drag grid. And to change the drag grid number to align after, you can down here to the right, you can press the arrow key, drop down menu, and you can select what number you want to align after. So let's press 1 and drag it down so it aligns to the surface. Now let's add some geometry and align our light so it's over the cube, like so, and we have something that the players can take cover behind. And now, because we have changed the lighting and the geometry, we need to build all. Or before we do that, I want to add more lights. So let's add 4 lights so we don't get these black shadow faces of the cube. When building a level, you always want to create good lighting. This is a bad way to do it, because I'm just copy pasting and moving it around. You shouldn't do that, but you should carefully place your lighting. But at least now you can see the cube and it's not black because of the shadow. Now we want to build all, apply, which means apply changes, and now we can play. And you can see there's a cube you can take cover behind. Okay, but it's a bit dull to just use the gun, the starting gun. So we want to add some weapons. To add weapons, we need to click the generic browser and just open it a bit wider. And you want to click the actor class option. And here you have a lot of things you can add to the game. And we want to go down to navigation point. You see here you can add ladders and stuff. And we want to go to pickup factory. And we need to press the pickup factory again. And here it says UT weapon pickup factory, which are the object where players can pick up weapons. So go to your, just highlight this, go to your game view and right click, add actor, no, I mean right click, and here since we have clicked on highlighted this and we right click, you get an option to add something from the generic browser. So let's add weapon pickup factory here. And now we have a weapon pickup factory, but we don't have any weapons attached to it yet. So to attach a weapon to the pickup factory, we press F4 to get the properties, and we go to the tab UTV weapon pickup factory. And here it asks for a weapon class, and we can choose what weapon we want to use. Let's use a stinger for now. And we need to build all because I have done some changes. Press play. Now there's a weapon. But we want to add some ammo for this very weapon. And to add ammo to this weapon, we have to go to the generic browser again. Go to actor classes, navigation point, pickup factory, and item pickup factory, and ammo pickup factory, and you need to find the correct ammo for the correct weapon. So we chosen stinger as the weapon, so we highlight the stinger ammo, go to our game view and right click and add stinger ammo here, and you can see that you got some ammo now. And we need to build the level again because we have done some changes, and now we have ammo in our level. Alright, and the next thing, we see that our game is, or the level is kind of dull. So to make it less dull, we want to add some textures. And in UDK and Unreal editor, it's not called textures. But to add textures, you want to go to generic browser and to the generic tab, the first tab. And now we have highlighted static meshes, which are 3D models. And we don't want to add 3D models just yet, but we want to add textures. And textures are called material. And we click material, highlight that, and you can see here that we can find a lot of textures. So to add textures, just highlight which surface you want to be textured and click on the texture, and bam, we have textures. And let's just add it to the walls. And to highlight every wall, you can right click, select surfaces, and matching adjacent walls. And now every wall is highlighted, and we can press a texture. I'm sorry, the textures are very bad now because I'm just doing this. And let's add some roof textures. Floor, bam. Okay, now we have some textures. Looks cool, right? But it's not an immersive map. So what I like to add, and this should always be the last stage when creating a map, you always want to get the basic layout done first, so you can make changes early in the development. But after a while you want to start giving life to your map, and then we need to add some 3D models. So let's untoggle the material, which are the textures, and toggle on the filter for static meshes. And now we can find a lot of the 3D models here. Now let's just find some cool 3D models here, some stones. And to add a 3D model, just highlight the model in the generic browser, right click in your game view, and add actor and add static mesh. And we have a 3D model in our game. So let's just place this around to give some life. And please do not do like me, just throwing it around randomly. That's bad design. Okay. And maybe add some more cool stuff. Like this thing, don't know what it is, but it's cool, so let's add it. And a wheel is always cool to have. Place it above the ground, or we can rotate it. Oops. Okay, like so. That looks good. Our game or our level is very immersive. So yeah, now you have the basics of how to create a deathmatch map, and now it's all up to you to create or use your imagination to create a very new and intuitive level and get famous. Thanks for watching, and of course there are a lot of steps you want to learn before you, or which are useful to learn to create a good level. And but these were the basics, and now, as I said, you know how to make a basic level, and and now you can start making levels. So yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry for the bad tutorial there, but I'm trying to help. So if you liked the tutorial, just leave a comment or a like, and if I get enough likes and comments, I will continue these tutorials. Also, if you're into Unity, check out the Unity tutorial series I have going on my YouTube page. And yeah, that's it for me, guys. My name was Simon Tisland. People call me Instinct in games, and yeah, I'm from NITH, my school. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.